To understand this Upanishad, one more thing is that one need to understand the Sadhana Sutras also. Uh, it appears as if this text was spoken or written uh, based on certain sadhana parampara, some sadhana, some tradition of particular sadhanas. And in the past, there must be sadhaks or practitioners who have been trying these typical particular sadhana sutras and sadhanas, and based on that, based on their levels of sadhana, this Upanishad was written to indicate, to direct, to show in what way the sadhana can be done, should be done, and uh, to indicate how to attain the moksha. So this particular point has to be kept in the mind, because, uh, as I said, there must have been some parampara, some tradition behind this Upanishad, tradition of sadhana, and to those sadhaks, to explain to those sadhaks, this as if Upanishad has been spoken or written. So, so understanding those sadhana sutras, those hints and indicators and pointers of sadhana practices, that is important. If we understand that, if one understand that, and grasp those sadhana sutras, sadhana pointers, and work on them and try on them, then it is possible to go deep into this particular text, to understand the depth of this particular Upanishad. If one is not doing sadhana, and one does not have sadhana sutra and sadhana understanding of sadhana, then one may understand mentally, superficially, just for kind of, we can say, for discussion purpose, but in practical sense, one may not be able to take help of this Upanishad to attain moksha. One may not be able to move towards attaining moksha, because uh, because that preparation is must. Because unless one have those preparation, those sadhana practices, then without them, without practices, it is difficult to really grasp what is being said here. So we'll try to understand these pointers, these hints, and sadhana sutra also in between wherever we can, and we'll take help of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Ishavasya Upanishad, which we discussed earlier also in other videos, and well, although it's not possible to really do sadhana online, I mean, just listening to videos, one may not be able to go deep into sadhana, because sadhana requires practice and being together to try something and to observe something, and then discuss about all those things, and whatever has been tried, to discuss about that, to share about that, and then further, if there is any correction is required, if there is new sadhana is required, new practice is required. So sadhana requires a long time, with patience, with practice, and then one understand what exactly is being said, what exactly is being tried, and then one really go deep into whatever is being said. So that may not be possible online, but we will try to touch whatever is possible. We try to understand pointers and share pointers, whichever we can, in this text. So it's important to be ready to practice, to try something. Then this will be helpful.